Hey everyone, here's what's coming up tonight on News Center Now. Reports of rabies cases in one Maine city. How dog owners are responding.
It's an organization that has been helping kids in our state for a long time and making them just a little bit happier when they're going through some really tough times. But how can you help them? We'll talk about it. This is News Center Now. Pet owners in the town of Bath reporting 4 cases of rabies just since February. Police also suspect 2 dead foxes that were found in March were rabid as well, but those animals were not tested. Good evening, everybody. I'm Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. The city's animal control officer says this is the highest number of confirmed rabies cases she's seen in quite some time, and now pet owners are taking precautions.
It's the dog days of mud season in Maine.
Abby.
At the South End Dog Park in Bath,
Hi, good girl.
friends share a walk too.
Our dogs were friends first. It was like they played and played and played and played, and finally we decided, well, we should introduce ourselves to each other, and then so much the better.
These pet owners and others in Bath are taking extra precautions outside with the dogs. Bath police say there have been 4 confirmed rabies cases since February.
More than usual, yes, that's for sure.
In all of those confirmed incidents, pets had a close encounter.
It's certainly a cause for concern.
Some closer than others. On Bayshore Road in North Bath, police say 2 dogs defended themselves against a rabid fox.
I think the dogs got the booster shot for the rabies booster, and I think they're doing just fine.
We probably haven't had any rabies cases for about 10 years.
Ann Harford has been the city's animal control officer for 28 years.
Keep your animals up to date on rabies vaccinations. That is the key. If they do become exposed to wildlife that has rabies, all they have to do is get a booster rabies shot, and then they're safe.
The Mid-Coast dealing with a rash of rabies cases last summer. 9 cases confirmed in Brunswick alone, according to the CDC, prompting town leaders to hold a well-attended info session. In some cases, people said they were attacked.
Very good girls. At the dog park, we haven't seen any animals like that, so I don't know. I feel okay about it right now.
Now, police say if you suspect your pet has encountered a rabid animal, you should call the city's animal control officer and your veterinarian.
All right, we're going to take a look outside with Mr. Carson. It wasn't bad today. It was, it was
a little cloudier than I expected.
But the good stuff's coming.
Weekend looks good.
All right.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Want you to be happy.
All right.
High temperatures today, upper 40s to around 50 degrees, and the warmest temperatures were where we saw a little bit of sunshine earlier in the day. Bangor, Millinocket, Holton, so actually over the northern part of the state is where we saw the warmest temps. Right now in the mid-40s, the clouds still out there trying to mirror the water temperature in a lot of places right along the immediate coastline. Visible satellite is still pretty thick out there. You can see just a little patch over northern parts of New Hampshire and western Maine. But most of us stayed cloudy through the day today and will be cloudy tonight as some showers move in. Here's that front. You can see it pretty clearly right here. There's a little thunderstorm development down across Pennsylvania. I don't think that will be an issue for us, but we will be watching this front come through tonight with some showers and occasional downpour through early tomorrow morning. So most of the showers hold off until after midnight, and then here we are at 3 in the morning and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Most of the showers offshore by 9 a.m. and then we start to clear out into the mountains through the middle of the day. Should be able to get to some clearing around the coastline during the afternoon. If we do that, it's going to be a really nice late day tomorrow. And then overnight, Saturday is quiet before we see partly cloudy conditions on Sunday. Guys, still on track to be 70 or so inland. Obviously a little bit cooler in spots along the coastline because the water is cold. Maine happens sometimes.
Maine.
Yeah.
Hashtag Maine. All right, in the news today, an attorney for Robert Kraft says that the public release of video evidence in the prostitution solicitation case would invade his privacy and jeopardize his right to a fair trial. Jupiter, Florida police obtained a search warrant to secretly record at the Orchids of Asia Day Spa. Police say that those cameras captured Mr. Kraft 2 times, paying to have sex with spa employees. This was back in January. He was then charged with 2 counts of solicitation as part of a multi-county investigation.
President Trump says he's giving strong considerations to placing illegal immigrants in sanctuary cities only. He tweeted that today, hours after the White House said the idea was no longer under consideration. The White House had said lawyers scuttled the plan to release detained immigrants into so-called sanctuary cities, places where authorities don't work with immigration and customs enforcement to round up those living in the country illegally. The Maine legislature voting to approve a bill exempting feminine hygiene products from sales tax. The bill would simply remove the sales tax on tampons, which are not included in the section of the tax code titled grocery staples, and therefore are being taxed as a luxury good. Back in December, we met with Tanisha Gilbert, who made period packs to help women in need save money on these expensive items. The bill will come back to the Senate for enactment and will likely be placed on the special appropriations table at that time to await funding.
Boeing has made 96 test flights with the updated software for the infamous 737 MAX jet. The company's CEO, Dennis Muhlenberg, says that more test flights are still planned to prove to regulators the plane is safe. National flight safety agencies around the world grounded the jet after 2 deadly crashes took place in just a short period of time. Investigators believe that faulty readings from a sensor caused the anti-stall automation to kick in, pushing the nose of the jets downward. Pilots were unable to save the planes.
Here's an important safety reminder for parents of young children. A new study shows a significant increase in the number of kids treated for swallowing foreign objects. Researchers from Nationwide Children's Hospital looked at emergency room data from 1995 to 2015. During that time, the number of swallowing cases involving children under the age of 6 nearly doubled. Coins were the most frequent object ingested, but buttons and batteries caused the most damage.
Schools in Iceland have banned smartphones after PTA surveys revealed that some elementary school children spend actually up to 8 hours a day on their phones. These are little ones. Parent associations began the survey to raise awareness of children's phone use, and surprisingly, most children said the phone ban was a good idea because every student, young and old, has to abide by it. The head of one of the PTAs for an elementary school there said that the ban helped some parents confront their children's phone use. Some kids discovered they actually liked playing outside, imagine that, instead of playing games on their phones.
Imagine that is right. All right, later in the show, we're going to see some bears able to hit the slopes this week.
And you're familiar with the Make-A-Wish program, but you might also be familiar or not be familiar with the fact that they actually need some of your help as well. We'll tell you all about that. The Make-A-Wish Foundation has been making kids' dreams come true for years.
In fact, the organization, which helps so many of its own children get some time to live out their wishes, could use some help of its own.
I pulled it out.
What? Sophia Shaw was diagnosed with leukemia in January of 2016 when she was just 2 years old. Her treatment lasted 2 years, and she is now cancer-free. During those dark times, one of the bright lights was Make-A-Wish.
Looking forward to her wish was wonderful.
Sophia's wish, to meet characters Moana and Stitch. So, off to the Disney resort in Hawaii they went.
It was fun and exciting at the same time. I was a little bit scared at first, but it turned out to be good.
The Make-A-Wish Foundation has helped make memories for decades, and even though the organization has been around for a long time, there are things about it people are not aware of.
I was so surprised to learn that it wasn't just for terminally ill children. I found out really quickly that that this was for children with critical illnesses, but not terminally ill.
Obviously, it takes money to provide wishes, and on May 16th, the 20th annual Walk for Wishes will take place. And in case you were wondering, the money that people in the Pine Tree State raise is not leaving.
What most people don't know is that there are individual chapters all around the country, so there's 60 chapters, and we just serve the state of Maine. So all of the money that's raised here stays here and serves kids with critical illnesses in Maine.
Again, that walk is on May the 16th. You can get more information by going to maine.wish.org. Fantastic organization, obviously worthy of the support, and they just do so many great things. So.
I love the reactions of the children when they learn they're getting the wish, Maine.
Yeah,
Oh, so sweet.
Cool. All right, coming up, we will take a little trip down memory lane with some of my favorite memories on this show. And I'm leaving some advice behind on this final day. Here is what Lee Nelson will need, and I will have him to be able to read it on Monday. All right, so after 26 years of being a sports anchor, I was looking for a little bit of a change of pace, and then Now came along. So it was new, it was innovative, it was interactive, it was the type of newscast that not only nobody else was doing, but nobody else was even trying to do it. So I was in. 2 years ago, March. It's been everything I could have expected and more, and I just want to show a small sample of the stories that I've been blessed to be able to tell. You ever see a news story and think,
wait, I have a question.
What a ride it has been on now, figuratively and literally. Doing a ride-along with the Sanford Fire Department and seeing firsthand what our first responder men and women deal with on a daily basis. Spending time at Madison's Cafe and showing the state how a little place that seeks out hiring people with developmental disabilities is changing people's lives. Introducing our viewers to cancer warriors like Haley Stewart and Max Littlefield. Introducing the world to Jacob Thompson. Being with Sarah Emerson as she completed her treatment and inspired so many along the way. Speaking of inspiration, there is so much good in people in our state who have amazing stories to share. Jill Domingos, who chose to be a surrogate for a family friend in need, even though she had 3 children of her own and ended up delivering twins. Sanford's Kristen Johnson, who has been paralyzed since a car accident back in high school, yet continues the quest to once again walk one day. Erin Field of Sydney, paralyzed after a freak accident, not quitting, in fact, thriving. Terry Anthorn, losing both legs in an accident while at the dry cleaners, determined to continue to provide smiles to all she encounters.
Am I excited about being 100? Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to last a lot longer. I don't want to last a lot longer. I'm not afraid of death. I'm looking forward to it.
And spending time with the greatest generation, living legends who reinforced the saying, age is only a number.
I lit a match and poof, took my eyebrows right off.
Oh, it's so good. So as I get ready to move on to the morning report with Sharon and Todd on Monday, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want to thank Facebook over there for embracing the change and accepting Why Is My Sports Guy Doing the News. These last 2 years were pretty much as exciting as the first 27, and for very different reasons. The show, the stories we do, the team we have is amazing, and now is absolutely a team in every sense of the word. You guys are in great hands, and I can't wait to join in on the Facebook Live conversation from home. If I can stay awake.
Just don't be a pirate on the conversation.
No, I will not do that. Okay, so the aforementioned whiteboard, this is my advice to the other Lee, to Lee Nelson, on how to deal with what he's walking into here. So notes for Nelson, Costas is 2 pages long, Sam is 3, Lindsay's 4.5, and then there's Keith. It's a lot. Lee and I are going to be in group therapy, and there will be a test for Mr. Nelson.
Paper for you.
So wait, when did you do sports? Was that recent?
Were you ever in Atlanta?
We're going to miss each other, because I'm never going to see you again. I've been on the morning show twice.
Yeah.
The ratings were
don't jinx yourself.
I'm working to figure. We'll figure it out. Oh,
you're going to
see me. You're going to see me.
You're not the first person to want to get me. I don't want to get up at that time, man. I would have had a kid if I wanted to do that.
Wait. You did.
All right, yeah, I still didn't get up. All right, here's the Lee the Visible Satellite, and in fact, I trolled Gutner, Lee. One of the few times I ended up at 2:30 in the morning for Luca. I texted Todd, and I was like, I'm up the same time as you, but I'm going back to bed. That's what I texted.
Well, I mean, Todd sleeps on the air, so yeah, not terribly different.
All right, it's a cloudy day today. And here comes the rain off to the west. This is a cold front that's going to be coming through tonight. It's a little discombobulated, so we've got a couple of showers ahead of it, but there's the actual front with the higher intensity on the back end. Temperatures in the 40s right now. It's not going to be an overly cool night tonight because we're in the warm sector, and so even though obviously it's sun going down, temperatures aren't going to drop that much. We stay largely in the low 40s during the evening, and here come the showers and a few heavier downpours, a possibility along the coastline early tomorrow morning. We get this front though offshore by around 8 o'clock, and then we should be able to clear out through the middle of the day, and at that point temperatures start driving up into the upper 60s and low 70s, clearing out late in the day with some more sunshine, and that probably is the best part of the day visually. Notice that we do start cooling back down along the coastline with a sea breeze kicking in. Now Sunday still looks pretty good. We'll call it partly cloudy, becoming mostly cloudy through the afternoon. I am a little concerned with a couple of sprinkles that have popped up on the models on Sunday afternoon in the mountains, but that's probably a 5% of the state kind of deal. Most of us remain dry on Sunday, and then here comes the rain on Monday, but even Monday looks improved. We'll talk more about that in a second. High temperatures tomorrow, 70s inland, 60s, 50s, in Rockland and Bar Harbor. And just take note, in Portland and Wiscasset, we will get into the 60s, but then we'll sea breeze back down. So the official high will probably be warmer than what it feels like through much of the day. If you want the warmth, go inland away from that sea breeze, which will pretty much be the story until mid-June in most places. All right, so Marathon Monday looked really terrible, and there's been some slight improvement with it. The warm front now lifts to the north of Boston into Portland, gets us warmer, at least into the 60s over Massachusetts and probably upper 50s to around 60 even over southern Maine. And now instead of a driving rain, it looks more like showers. So that's going to be a big plus for marathon runners there, and for anybody who has the day off on Monday. And then it does look cooler on the back end on Tuesday. But guys, it doesn't look like a total washout. By the way, if winter were to end today, this is what we'd end up with snowfall amounts. Normal, and Caribou. Basically, Caribou 164 inches, and the record was 190. So probably not going to get it. So yeah, the weekend looks good. Again, if you're along the coastline and you're expecting it to be 70 for long periods of time, that is not going to happen. We'll get into the upper 60s. Maybe we'll touch 70, but then it'll sea breeze, because it always does.
Right.
I'm ready for tomorrow, though. Big plans.
It's going to be good.
Big plans. All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, you got to check out this video, once in a lifetime kind of video from a guy named Zach, who's one of our viewers, and we love him because he sent us this video. A mother and her 2 yearling cubs hitting the slopes at Sunday River. Now, Zach works for Sunday River and says that the family was spotted earlier in the week and then reemerged to check out the trail on Barker Mountain before being spooked by some surprised and delighted skiers. He says it is common to see some bears at Sunday River during the summer when the mountain is quiet, but to see them this time of year is incredibly rare, and that is spectacular video.
Cute.
So cool.
So cool. All right, an update on a story we told you about yesterday, that Disney streaming service. You were wondering how much it costs. Well, we do have some more information. The service will launch November 12th. Disney Plus is set to feature a deep catalog of original content while offering up new shows featuring characters from Monsters, Inc. to Marvel to Star Wars. The service starts at $69.
No, it's just $6.99.
$6.99. Thank you.
I mean, it is Disney, but it's not that bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. $6.99 per month, which is cheaper than its rival Netflix, which charges $13 a month for its top streaming plan. Disney says all content will be downloadable so that it will be watched offline as well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
I feel like we will be partaking.
Good thing it's not the $60 like I was originally trying to say.
I'd be out on that one.
Yeah.
All right, coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30, like summer traffic on the Maine Turnpike isn't bad enough, the Piscataqua River Bridge from Kittery to Portsmouth actually needs some repairs now. We'll take a look at what that will be doing to the traffic.
And you may be paying a little more for your liquor. Maine lawmakers are thinking about adding double-digit taxes on some alcohols. We'll have the details straight ahead on News Center Maine at 5:30. Raindrops when we come back. Your last one.
All right, this is one of my favorite things to do, make us feel small as humans on Earth. So this headline was interesting. Basically, we know about sunspots, but there's these blobs, there's a technical name for it, that the sun is spitting out. Let's go down to the picture here, that are 500 times the size of Earth. We don't need the ad. Right there. And just, so look at it compared to the sun. These objects, as they come off the sun, are 500 times the size of Earth. We're researching what the strength of these blobs are once they get to our atmosphere, for example. They happen relatively often, though, and we've just started observing them in more high quality. But that's boring. Let's get today's real raindrops. Bonus raindrops. Okay, so I thought to myself, it's Lee's last day.
Oh, come on, man.
What percentage of Lee's life did he have an infant under the age of 1 year, and a pregnant wife, or the combination? So the infant's easy, 7 years, okay. Though, you know, we're giving you a month or two on one of them, but that's okay. 9 months pregnant, times 7, 56 months, 5.25 years. So 12.25 years, assuming no overlap. We can talk about that later. And Lee is 50 years old. So of his entire life, 25% of it has been spent with either an infant under the age of 1 or a pregnant wife. But if we want to say his adult life, from 18 on, a whopping 38% of Lee's life was spent with either an infant or a pregnant wife.
And that's only for now.
Right, we still got time.
I'm going to have all my days free now.
Right.
Oh,
geez, that's so true.
No, it's okay.
Chris?
Congratulations.
Speaking of things you have to do right now.
Yeah?
You need to...
We want you to set your alarm right now so you don't forget to wake up.
Set your alarm.
Do you know how much that hurts?
Why?
2:30 a.m. on purpose.
You'll push it back over time.
That's true.
Real quick before we say our goodbyes and everything, we have a special goodbye from somebody who recorded a video earlier today.
Goldie, we started this adventure with Now more than 2 years ago. I know I left you first to go to 207, but now you're leaving, so you can't make fun of me anymore. But I'm so excited for you in this new adventure. Mwah.
Oh,
Who's watching it up there?
She couldn't show up for that. She had to record.
She's actually right there. Yeah.
She's that much of a celebrity.
She just, you know, she needs to be on tape like Mariah.
Yeah,
like,
that's
just in
Have
case
to
there's
be
a flaw. So yeah, this is awesome. You guys are great. And I get cake. I like cake.
You get cake, you get percentages of your life.
Yeah, this. Yeah.
Can you believe
that?
it took us this many episodes of the show to get
How
to this?
did you not think of that?
Raindrops?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought maybe you'd be offended, and then I realized like now it doesn't matter.
True.
Right.
True story.
So now that you're
Let's get serious though for a second, because we're really happy for you. We're really going to miss all the contributions that you bring every day. Really strong stories, as you showed earlier. And a reliable guy who edited 2 stories today alone. He does that all the time. So we're going to miss your talent, your hard work, your ethic, and miss seeing you in the newsroom. I know.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part.
Nice, bright and early, guys. You're going to wake up to this. Woohoo!
all right, let's eat some cake.
Yeah, let's eat. Guys,
Send us away.
News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now.